The mayor, Mayor Daley. The other Mayor Daley.
Right.
And I just want to thank you so much. We've been working on this matter now for a year with Assemblymember Daley, trying to work this thing out. I visited the authority in Orange County, been working. We have 3 members of the Board of Supervisors from Orange County that serve in this body, all of whom have been unbelievably available and helpful in trying to deal with this issue. I think we've reached an appropriate accommodation with respect to all involved, and I ask you to proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senators. The bill before you today reflects amendments recommended by the Chair and agreed to by me. Just a bit of history. Prior to the introduction of my bill last year, each local jurisdiction participating on the Fire Authority Board of Directors could name an alternate member. With the potential makeup of the board frequently differing from meeting to meeting and the uncertainty that created, the board was often unwieldy and occasionally dysfunctional, according to reports from many of the board members themselves. The board voted last year to eliminate the alternate positions, basically shrinking by almost 1/2 the potential participants of voting board members. This bill now codifies that change into law. The bill also expresses the intent of the legislature to reevaluate the structure of the Fire Authority Board of Directors in the near future to consider the effectiveness of the board size and structure. In my mind, the basis for this is the contribution of state funds to the Fire Authority. Almost $5 million per year is sent from the state to the Fire Authority, and there's that has worked, and it's a very legitimate partnership. Nevertheless, the state of California has a stake in the effectiveness, the functioning of that board. I have had great conversations with the Fire Authority staff and the board, and this is all in the spirit of partnership and good governance. And I have 2 folks here in support of the bill with me. First, Mr. Tony Bedolla from the Orange County Professional Firefighters.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Dear Mr. Chair and honorable committee members, I'm Tony Bedolla, and on behalf of the men and women of the Orange County Professional Firefighters protecting 1.7 million citizens in 23 cities, I would like to express our support for AB 1217. The genesis of this legislation resulted from numerous events involving the Orange County Fire Authority, including the overcharging of hazmat inspections resulting in a DA investigation, the loss of an ambulance contract selection process, which resulted in a California EMSA review, and FPPC investigations that were the direct result of an administrative staff that was not poorly overseen by a board of directors. Due to these breakdowns, an audit of the OCFA concluded that proper oversight between staff and the board of directors was lacking. These are but a few events that were exacerbated by a board that was dysfunctional due to its size. As the Assembly member pointed out, the composition of 25 primary and 24 alternate members made the combination of possible board attendees literally in the trillions. Compounding this issue was the annual turnover rate, which averages roughly 30%. Since 1995, the OCFA has seen 123 primary board members come and go, making it virtually impossible for critical issues to be addressed in a timely manner, if at all. We needed a structure that is more stable and representative for the region as a whole. AB 1217 is a good remedy to address this structure listed earlier. Amongst them will be the enforced reduction in the number of board members lacking the capability of expanding the board back to its previous configuration, something the current board member can do with 1 majority vote and ratification of 16-member city councils. AB 1217 will create a more stable board and establish oversight and an organization that acts as one of 5 regional fire departments for the state of California, protecting 170,000 acres of state responsibility via state funding. Thank you for your consideration. I urge a yes vote.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your hard work on this.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Christy Baum on behalf of the California Professional Firefighters, pleased to be in support of this measure. My predecessor, a man known to the chairman, my author and many on this committee, made a comment about the governance of the Fire Authority during its formation and how difficult it might be just without alternates, so just the board and chief. So we're proud to be in support of the bill and appreciate the legislature's willingness to take a look at this in the long term.
Thank you so much. Others in support? Opposition? Questions from members? Madam Vice Chair. Oh, we have opposition. I'm sorry.
Support.
Sorry?
Sophia Sadal on behalf of the City of Santa Ana in support.
Thank you so much. Opposition? You.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. John Moffitt on behalf of the Orange County Fire Authority. We are in strong opposition to this bill. A couple points we want to make today. Number one, this bill sets a dangerous, dangerous precedent for JPAs throughout the state. And number two, sometimes you don't need legislation to impact local change. On the first point, as the committee analysis points out, this will be the first time in state history that the legislature will be reaching in and dictating the composition of a joint powers authority made up of 23 local government entities and the Orange County. That's a dangerous precedent, and that's the statutory portion of the language. And perhaps even more difficult is the intent language, as it expresses the intent of the legislature to do that on an ongoing basis, to be involved in the day-to-day management and operation of the Orange County Fire Authority into the future. That is concerning, and it's concerning that once you cross this threshold with just our entity, it begs the question as to what will happen with joint powers authorities throughout the entire state, especially given all the important things that they're doing. The author noted that he believes this is appropriate given that the state sends money to the Orange County Fire Authority, and that's accurate. The state sends money to the County of Orange because Orange County Fire Authority is doing CAL FIRE's job in Orange County. Almost every member of this committee represents one of the 6 contract counties, Ventura, Los Angeles, Orange, where the local fire department is doing CAL FIRE's job. The author's accurate. It's $5 million a year out of a $300 million annual budget. If the price of doing CAL FIRE's job in Orange County is allowing the state to reach in and play with the membership of your JPA, I believe the price is too high, because the reality is that sets a dangerous precedent. And to be perfectly honest, the state is millions and millions of dollars behind in the capital reimbursement to the contract counties for doing that work. Secondly, sometimes you don't need a bill to affect local change. This bill was introduced 18 months ago, and in its form today proposes to do something that the JPA did at the, I don't want to say request, but at the urging of the sponsor and the author and other parties involved in this conversation over a year ago. Local change has been affected. You don't need this bill to do it, especially when it sets a precedent as dangerous as this bill does.
Thank you.
For all those reasons, we're opposed. I have the vice chair of the board here, Beth Swift, who the senator was kind enough to meet with over the interim, and she's here to answer any questions if the committee has them.
Thank you. Others in opposition?
Mr. Chair and members, Tim Cromartie on behalf of the League of California Cities in opposition to this measure. We echo the comments of Mr. Moffitt. And with all due respect to the author, this measure is as much an attack on local control now as it was in its original form. In fact, it is worse. The intent language is an intent to give the legislature blanket authorization to intervene without justification in a purely local matter, specifically the governance of a local joint powers authority. They are, by definition, local government entities. Now, current law on this is very clear. JPAs are formed by voluntary agreement among the participating local agencies. If disputes subsequently arise about the governance structure or any other aspect of the voluntary agreement, mechanisms are provided under existing law in Government Code Section 6508 and elsewhere to address those problems at the local level. Now, for those reasons, we are staunchly opposed to this measure.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Anthony Gonsalves representing Thousand Oaks, Laguna Hills, Yorba Linda, we're opposed, but members, this is different than a special district. This is a contractual obligation amongst parties. This will be the first time that I'm aware of that the legislature would be voting on abrogating a contract. And it would allow members to be able to pull out of the district if they felt like it. And for those reasons, we're opposed.
Mr. Chair, members, Gus Corey here on behalf of the City of Seal Beach. I don't want to be too repetitive, but I want to affiliate my comments with the previous speakers. I just want to add, given the fact that we have addressed the issue in question in the bill, I think most of us are really confused about the need for the legislation. I think the fact that we acted swiftly to take care of some of the concerns, I think we're confident that we can maintain a dialogue to further address some of these issues, but establishing a precedent that could impact over 700 JPAs statewide just doesn't seem like a prudent path to embark upon. So for those reasons, we ask for your opposition to this measure. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Mark Aprea on behalf of the City of San Clemente, we want to echo the remarks previously in opposition to this measure. We find that the arguments in favor of the measure do not support this measure going forward, and we urge your no vote.
Mr. Chair, members, John O'Malley with California Advocates representing the California Association of Joint Powers Authorities, also opposed.
So much. Madam Vice Chair.
Mr. Chair, if I could just say, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Swift, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Buena Park, Vice Chair of the Orange County Fire Authority, and I do appreciate you coming out, taking a look at the Fire Authority, and I'm very much opposed to this bill, as is the other member, as are the other members of the Board of Directors.
Thank you so much. Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There were some comments that were made that I wanted to just kind of, respond to. But before I do that, I do want to thank Mr. Chairman for your time and effort in spending, in Orange County and working with the local jurisdiction, the different cities, myself, Senator Bates as well, and also, of course, Assemblyman Tom Daley. It's been quite a journey since last year. I do want to say thank you to Assemblyman Daley. His previous bill definitely started a discussion, and I want to thank the OCFA board members as well, because my message to them last year was that, this needs to be taken care of, and they did so. But it took a while. It wasn't swiftly, as someone stated. It was not. It did took a while. It was a lot of us up here having to say, look, please deal with this, and let's just get this done with. I served on the OCFA. I can personally testify how difficult it is to have alternates on there. Lots of members, I will tell you, and I mean, I'm not complaining. It was my responsibility to be there, but 4 items on the agenda at OCFA, we could be there past midnight, because let's just say 10 members, each speaking more than 5, 10, 20 minutes each for one item. And it's rightfully so, they should have their opportunity. But what makes it difficult, because most of my time on OCFA I was an alternate to 2 other county supervisors. And whenever they're not there, I was lucky that most of the time, if not all the time, that I was given a little bit advance notice. Sometimes there was this last minute, and I had no clue what was going on. We had to run to those offices and figure out what is on the agenda and et cetera. And so I do appreciate OCFA working on this and making the changes. And so I thank the Assemblyman and the Chair for just, putting it down on paper, saying, we'll just remove the alternate, exactly what the Fire Authority chose to do. And the comment that says that, I don't know about JPA, but this legislator, not when I've been here, have put in stone LA Care their board of directors. That's a COS plan, a county organized health system. They've also put in place the Orange County Transportation Authority and its makeup as well. So I'm not sure, I mean, I know those aren't JPAs. I'm not asking you to respond. But, you know, I think because the board has done this, I think to making sure that we all understand and going forward that, you know, that this is the will of the authority, taking out the alternate. The one comment I have to make, Mr. Chairman, is if I can, with the author, Assemblyman, the one section that I am uncomfortable with, I believe it's section 1, which is the intent of the legislature to reevaluate the structure going forward a reasonable period in this effective size and et cetera. I don't think that is necessary. I would ask that if you can strike that section today and just put in place what the authority voted on, which is just to remove the alternate. If you do that today, I'm not sure if that's appropriate, Mr. Chairman. I will then be supportive of it. I think doing what the authority voted on already, which is removing the alternate, but taking the other part of the, you know, the implication that the intent is to reevaluate the structure. And, you know, just the reason why I'm asking this, Assemblyman, is that, quite frankly, we could do it anyways as a legislator. But I think putting it in language, I think makes it a little uncomfortable for a lot of us.
Is that an agreed to amendment if you remove the intent language?
Your point is well taken, Senator. I think, you know, accountability is always a good thing in government, and it took my bill to get the board to start having the discussion about their governance. I don't think there's an agency quite like the Orange County Fire Authority in its evolution, its fast growth, 49 potential board members, and I launched the bill last year because they seem to be unable and unwilling to self-reform. Because there's state money in the fire authority, I think the state has a compelling interest in continuing to participate in making suggestions in terms of their governance. If the chair recommends it, I'll be happy to make that change. Your point is well taken. This is all in good faith. I know many of the board members of the authority. It's not an easy job, especially in addition to the city council jobs and other assignments that the members have. I did that for 14 years myself, and I know how, you know, it's very time consuming. So if the chair, if the chair is in support of that change, then so am I. So I'll make that change.
Very good. Happy to do so. Very good. Senator Morlock.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to welcome Buena Park Vice Mayor Beth Swift. Thank you for coming. Beth is the mayor or vice mayor for my mom and dad.
Really?
So my folks live in Buena Park, so they think so highly of you. So thank you for coming out. OCFA makes it to the Orange County Register on a pretty regular basis based on their financial status. How is the financial status of OCFA?
Well, excuse me, it's actually we're in good footing because we decided the huge unfunded pension liability that we've had, we decided a few years ago to pay that down more quickly. We're members of Orange County Employees Retirement System. And that retirement system, unlike CalPERS that we have as the city of Buena Park for our police and other staff members, that retirement system has a much larger contribution, and it's based on the age of the person who began in that position when they began with the authority. So employees can pay quite a lot of the employee part of their pension, and also the authority pays quite a bit. So we had over $400 million to pay down, but we decided several years ago to pay that more quickly. In the meantime, OSERS, the retirement system, decided to require a 20-year pay down. We had already decided to pay it down in 16 years. We're down to 12 years now. So we will have our pension obligation paid down in that amount of time. We're making extra payments to speed things up. We're doing quite well. I sit on the Budget and Finance Committee. We get regular reports on that. We are looking to, well, we have offered raises to other groups, other bargaining groups that have already settled. We have yet to find an agreement with the Firefighters Association, but we're doing well.
Thank you so much.
I didn't really ask about the bargaining unit agreement, but I find it interesting that the union has to tell you how to run your shop. So I'll just make that as an observation. Vice Mayor Swift, when I get calls on OCFA now in this new role, it's how do we get out? I am very concerned about your organization, and it's imploding. So I get a little more nervous when we're doing it here in Sacramento. We've had a lot of local activities, Mr. Chair, on dealing with cities and with 20 residents and all kinds of interesting issues that we've had since I've been up here. And so I'm having real difficulty with this bill as a resident of Orange County. I will, however, if the author takes the amendment from Senator, and you take it out, then we're just left with documenting that the alternates are gone. Then
right.
I could probably settle for that, but I'm a little nervous about meddling.
Vice Chair can move it. I'm just worried we got like 20 some more members and matters in this matter. I'm worried about time. We have a motion?
Mr. Chair.
We have a motion, Madam Vice Chair, now that as amended? Yes. Moved by the Vice Chair. Anything further? Mr. Mayor?
I appreciate the dialogue and all the points that were made. Thank you very much.
Okay, this is due pass to the floor as amended. Removing the intent language. Secretary, call the roll.
Hertzberg?
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn? Aye. Wynn, aye. Bell? Hernandez? Laura? Morlock? Morlock, aye. Pavley? Pavley, aye.
4-0, measures out. We'll hold it open for other members. Thank you so much for working so hard on this, Mr. Mayor. You're a good man. Thank you very much. Do we have any other authors? We got a roll. We got,
Mr. Chair, I have one more bill. I have one more bill.
Daley's got one more bill.
And I promise it's easier.
Okay. This is file item number 22, moved by the Vice Chair.
Promise is kept. Promise is kept.
Is this this is amended with comment 3, due pass to appropriations?
I'm accepting the amendments as suggested by the committee. AB 2476. With me is Chris Carlisle from the California Association of Realtors.
Okay, Mr. Carlisle.
California Association of Realtors. Out of the area, property owners don't receive any notice right now about proposed or a property tax increase due to a parcel tax. A parcel tax that's levied on a multifamily unit can run into the thousands of dollars, where it's, let's say it's $50 per door and it's a 100-unit apartment building. That's $5,000. That's a lot of money. So all this bill is doing is providing early notice about that property tax increase. Vote for governmental transparency.
Carlisle. Others in support?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, members, good morning. David Wolf with the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association. Mr. Chairman, I don't want to break the roll up at all that we're on, but I do want to make a comment, if I might, just briefly. We are in support of the bill and in support of the amendment, but I do want to speak to comment number 3 made in the committee analysis, and just note that notice made after the parcel tax is approved somehow means that the parcel tax is being politicized. And Mr. Chairman, just the question, what's political about providing notice? I'd reference the case Stenson v. Mott, whereby if a local agency expressly advocates for or against a measure using taxpayer dollars, that would be politicizing the measure, Mr. Chairman, and I don't see how providing notice and transparency before something makes the ballot falls into that. But still, ask for an aye vote.
That's great. Sometimes, you know, the way this process works is that staff has their opinion and they express it in the analysis, and sometimes that doesn't reflect the opinion of the members, even though they're the chair. We've got a funny rule around this place, so they write what they want to write, and I get to say what I want to say, so thank you very much.
Anthony Molina on behalf of the California Manufacturers and Technology Association in support.
Thank you. As amended.
Mr. Chairman, committee members, Christy Baum on behalf of the California Professional Firefighters, I'm here to remove our opposition to AB 24-776. Thanks to the help of the committee staff, the chairman, and the author, we think notice after the fact makes sense for the stated intent of the sponsors, and
Perfect.
so we remove our opposition.
Others in support.
Well, Christina Lockyer, the California Special District Association, we were opposed to the bill in print. We look forward to reviewing the amendments and really appreciate the author and committee to willingness to address and listen to our concerns. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members, Erin Evans on behalf of the San Francisco Unified School District and the San Bernardino County District Advocates for Better Schools. We're also in opposition to the bill as it's in print at this moment, but we look forward to reviewing the amendments.
Thank you. Any opposition to the measure? Hearing and seeing none. Any questions to the members who have motion? Thank you. Okay, bill's been moved by Senator Pavley. Anything further? Secretary, call the roll.
I accept the amendment. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hertzberg?
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn? Wynn, aye. Bell? Hernandez? Laura? Morlock? Morlock, aye. Pavley? Pavley, aye.
4-0, hold it open. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much for your
Patience
time.
for this last year and a half working on this matter. Okay, Assemblymember Gordon, both appearing on his own behalf, and I have a note here, also appearing on behalf of Speaker Emeritus Tony G. Atkins with respect to 2728. Is that also correct, sir?
That's correct. Thank you.
Okay, good. Let's start with your matter, file item number 6, AB 1362. Members, file item number 6, 1362.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 1362 would authorize an optional alternative structure for appointing trustees to the San Mateo County Mosquito Abatement District Board of Trustees. They would use the existing city selection process to make these appointments. Under this proposal, a new Board of Trustees would have to have 7 total members, 5 selected by the City Selection Committee and 2 selected by the local Board of Supervisors. The 5 city appointees would be each from 5 different supervisorial districts to ensure equitable geographic representation. Under existing law, the Board of Trustees of a mosquito district must be composed of 1 appointee from each city within the district and 1 from the Board of Supervisors. In San Mateo County, there are 20 cities. This results in a 21-member board. By utilizing the City Selection Committee to make appointments, the district could be administered by a smaller board while still including every city in the appointment process. The bill is an opt-in measure that would only take effect if a majority of the local governments in the county enact separate resolutions indicating they wish to make this change. Only at that point would the provisions of this bill come into effect. I would respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you, sir. Support.
Yeah, good morning. Steve Cruz on behalf of San Mateo County Board of Supervisor Don Horsley. Supervisor Horsley has been a staunch supporter of 1362 and has advocated for more oversight of the San Mateo County Mosquito Abatement and Vector Control District. As Assemblymember Gordon stated, the current 21-member structure has at times proven to be ineffective and unable to maintain proper oversight. This was highlighted by an embezzlement case a few years back, which led to a grand jury report. The grand jury report actually recommended for the district to be dissolved and for the county to take over responsibilities. That was ultimately not pursued, but I think it highlighted some of the concerns that the county has in that regard. So 1362 would allow the county district to make a self-sponsored change, as was stated. and would provide the mechanism where the county and its 21 incorporated cities can choose to shift the makeup of the board from the unwieldy 21-member to a more a smaller board. For these reasons, the San Mateo County Supervisor Horsley supports the bill and urges this committee to do so as well. Thank you.
Hello, I'm the manager of San Mateo County Mosquito and Vector Control District. I was hired a year ago in 2015. The district opposes this bill. First, we don't see the reason that a statewide bill needs to be passed on a single district, in the governance of a single district. It's true that we did have a fraud in 2011, 5 years ago. Since that time, the manager has been replaced. As I said, I was hired a year ago. 2/3 of the cities replaced and the county replaced their trustees. We now have a very active board, which has lots of questions. The board moves smoothly and is able to take action at the meetings. We've also got a new general counsel and a new public outreach person, and we're moving ahead with we have a new website and increased transparency. It's our position that a larger board with a representative from every city actually increases transparency. It gives us connection to every city. None of the cities have expressed any wish to stop having a trustee on that board. So for those reasons, we're opposed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Others in opposition? Thank you.
My name is Katie Martin. I'm the trustee from the city of Half Moon Bay to the San Mateo Mosquito District, and was a member of the grand jury that wrote the critical report about them. Since that time, during the last 4 years that I've been on the board, many measures have been taken to correct the problems that were very apparent and were reported in that report. The district now runs very effectively and efficiently, very collegially. I urge a no vote on this legislation, as its specificity really speaks to punitive for issues that have been corrected. Thank you.
Senator Morlock.
I had the privilege of inserting myself, getting appointed to the Orange County Vector Control Board when I was supervisor. And in Orange County, we have 33 cities, all of them represented on that board, plus the County of Orange. So there are 34 members trying to look at what that board was about, because we had AB 991 by Chuck DeVore when he was here in the Assembly, wanted to restructure the Orange County Vector Control Board. We made a lot of improvements as well, try to change some things, had a lot of fun with that experience. I thought I would be someone who would be really negative about large boards, but it turned out that it was a very professional, very polite group. It didn't take all night. We would be done within an hour usually of our business. It wasn't one where everyone talked a lot. It was actually a rather fun experience. So, Assemblyman Gordon, I'm having trouble with this bill because the last one was meddling in a district with Sacramento trying to impose ideas when the local structure is in opposition. I'm very uncomfortable with that. But I would propose this, since I've had my experiences and you have your concerns. I'd love to work on something together that would be for the entire vector control board, so that we're kind of on the same page, because I can see trimming it down and having maybe 2 members per supervisorial district, or 3, or depending on what the situation is. But I'm uncomfortable dictating something to a local municipality from Sacramento, so I'll be opposed. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you so much.
And Mr. Chair, if I might,
Please,
I just want to be clear.
make this your close.
This does not impose any structure on the mosquito abatement district in San Mateo County. It allows them an opportunity to have a different structure if a majority of the cities in that county would like to look at an alternative structure. So there's no state mandate here. There's no state requirement. We are not dictating to them in any way. It allows them the local choice to create a smaller board should they choose to do so. and the present board may not choose to do so.
Right, and I'm a person who's no better, no worse. Let's build a template for everybody, not just start picking on specifics. I'm there with you. If everybody has that same choice, then I'm there.
Very good. Do you have a motion, Fran? Okay, this is, let's take a look. I was getting ahead of myself. Huh? Yeah, this is due pass as amended. To accept the amendments to appropriations. Thank you very much. Secretary, call the roll.
Hertzberg?
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn, aye. Bell? Hernandez? Laura? Morlock? Morlock, no. Pavley, aye. 3-1.
3-1, we'll hold that open. Next, file item number 25, AB 2778, where you're presenting on behalf of the Speaker Emeritus.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to present on behalf of Speaker Emeritus Atkins. AB 2728 would extend the California Organized Investment Network, better known as COIN.
Bill's been moved by the Vice Chair. You can make it fast. Cut to the chase.
I think what I would just say is that this extends the sunset. There are folks here in support. I'll also ask them to be brief.
Perfect. You're winning.
Good morning, Chair and Member. Melissa Gears with the Department of Insurance. We are the sponsor of this measure. We would just say that AB 2728 ensures that underserved communities in California receive critical investments through the California Organized Investment Network, or COIN program. We'd like to thank the author and her staff. And with that, we'd ask for an aye vote.
Darrell Teet, President of Nehemiah Community Reinvestment Fund, and I have the privilege of serving as the COIN Advisory Board Chairman this year. I would humbly request an aye vote. The tax credit has proven very, very critical in bringing capital to underserved communities across California.
Perfect.
Mr. Chairman, members, Michael Gunning, Personal Insurance Federation, also here in support, and particularly want to mention the unique matching opportunities that the program offers insurance companies.
Others? Others in support? Any opposition? Thank you for that close. Secretary, call the roll.
Hertzberg?
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn, aye. Bell? Hernandez? Laura? Morlock? Morlock, no. Pavley?
No, he's aye.
Morlock, aye. Pavley, aye. 4-0.
4-0, hold it open. Thank you very much. File item number 8, Assemblymember Gomez, AB 1787. File item number 8, AB 1787.